Well, good morning and welcome back to the Prison Officer Podcast. I know that some of you are probably looking for episode 89 of the Prison Officer Podcast, but I'm going to tell you it's going to be a little bit late this week. I've got a lot of stuff going with the Missouri Correctional Association's conference and the MPPOA, which is the Missouri Probation and Parole Officers Association. They hold that conference together. And so I'll be up there this week teaching a couple of classes. And then on Thursday morning at 10 o'clock, I'll be doing the podcast from there. So that's why I held off dropping it this morning. I wanted to get up there and get the interviews and get to talk to the people at the conference and talk to you about what's going on with the conference and some of the things they're highlighting with corrections. So I'm also excited this week because we're kind of rolling out. We've had a few classes, but this is I'm kind of rolling out command presence corrections classes up there this week. So I'm giving 2 classes. We're only giving about an hour and a half of the whole class. They're 8-hour classes, but I've shortened them so that we can do that while we're up there at the Missouri Correctional Association. If you're around, one of the classes I'm going to be giving is Essentials in Correctional Excellence, which is, it's about thriving and surviving in corrections. And so what's that mean? Well, thriving means doing your best and growing your career and a little self-awareness so that you can be really good at, emotional intelligence and not only self-management, but social management, learning to recognize some of the emotional intelligence, some of the feelings in other people. So we'll talk about that. I'll also go through Left of Bang, which is something I've added to that, talking about, noticing the anomalies where we work, being observant so that you know what anomalies are. And so that'll be part of the class up there. And that's part of an 8-hour class. We've already, at Command Presence, we've already given part of that class over to the Tennessee Correctional Institute. They had a bunch of students in there. So we were able to give that class while we were over there. And I'm also going to be highlighting leading without rank, which is for everybody, that works in corrections. It's about learning to lead yourself, learning to lead your peers, learning to lead your supervisors even. So how do we do that? How do we change the way we approach everything at work? And so we'll be talking about some of the tips and tricks and things that you can do to become a better leader at work. And so those are the 2 classes I'm highlighting at the Missouri Correctional Association. So if you're up there, please stop by. That's not all the classes. We've got a couple other classes at Command Presence, and that we have done just for corrections. These aren't law enforcement classes that we're giving to corrections people. These are correctional classes. They're made for correctional officers, for correctional professionals that work inside. So a couple other classes that we've got out there that we're looking to have a host somewhere, and we'll have those classes. One of them is report writing and testimony, and covers everything that a correctional officer needs to know, from not only investigative reports and memos and general reports like that, but then understanding depositions and testimony and how all that works together. So that's one of the classes that's going to be out there. Another one that I just got through giving at the Tennessee Correctional Institute is leading when it hits the fan. And that one's for first line supervisors, letting them know how important those decisions are in the first few minutes, when an incident happens or a crisis happens, and how we can make better dynamic decisions, how we can understand the stages of crisis. So anyway, that's part of the classes that are out there. Pardon my coffee, but I have not been up that long. And I will say, while I'm on here, thank you to the sheriff out there. I was recently out at Dodge City teaching a PEPPERBALL class, and they gave me a nice coffee mug, so I do appreciate that. A couple other classes that Command Presence has for corrections: the transitional leader, de-escalation classes. And if you've got a need at your agency, by all means, reach out and let us know. We can develop classes, make sure that your staff are getting what they need, and data-driven classes. This is not just willy-nilly stuff. Our classes are all data-driven. So anyway, commandpresence.net is where you can find out more information on those. And I think I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Thursday. So 10 o'clock Thursday morning, hop in here and I'll be running live, and we'll be talking to some of the people up at the Missouri Correctional Association, Missouri Probation and Parole Officers Association Conference. It is the fall conference. It's being held at Lake of the Ozarks, Lodge of the Four Seasons. So I'm sure we'll have a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing you then, and we'll get the chat going and all that. So thank you for listening to the Prison Officer Podcast. And until next time, take care of each other out there.